Here last week,
No,
so
I'm good, thanks.
Hello.
Is this your Bon Voyage party?
yeah.
We didn't know until last
Look at that belly.
That's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. I feel like it was just yesterday, don't you, Melissa?
I do when we were riding in the car with her on the way back from the executive retreat. She's
exactly.
yeah.
We're like, let's get some Ben and Jerry's. Do what pregnant women do.
That worked.
I ate way too much sugar today, and I feel like crap.
Oh, that's the worst.
It's like the first time I've given in.
You're in the home stretch, Mama. We're so excited. I cannot wait to meet him. He's gonna be so cute. He's like, I love him.
Pictures tonight?
What's that?
Do you see her daddy pictures?
I have not. No.
You have to look.
I will have to look. Well, good evening, everybody. We've got about 22 people on the line right now. I'm going to go ahead and mute the lines so the other two speakers, Renee and Melissa, you guys can just unmute your end if you don't mind. So let's see, mute. I don't know why I always have a tough time doing this. I should have it figured out by now. But I don't. No, I don't. Okay, I just muted myself. I'm clicking participants.
Should be able to manage participants, maybe.
Yeah, I clicked. Oh, I see it. Thank you, Melissa. Yep, that helped me. Okay, mute all. Continue. And then Melissa and Renee, you guys can unmute your end if you don't mind. Just out of curiosity, I know a couple people were looking for the link on, okay, Renee just posted it. Thanks, Renee. You're a mind reader. It's so freaky. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys, I want to go ahead and kick off the call tonight. I want to thank you guys for taking the time, and I'm loving these Thursday night calls. I'm loving the consistency of them and seeing new faces. It's really fun. This has been a topic that I just have wanted us to cover for some time now on talking business and really becoming comfortable talking business. And I think a lot of us, it's uncharted territory, and that's okay. That's okay for it to feel a little uneasy. And it's okay to talk product, right? We've got a great, compelling product. It's so awesome to talk about it. We should. But we should also be comfortable to at least infuse the business when we're talking product. And if you really want to accelerate your growth, reaching out to people about the business is a great way to do it. And before you know it, you're going to really have fun with it and realize it's not a scary monster. Todd Loddick, and I'm going to, before I go in my spiel here, I want to do housekeeping items, but I got to tell you guys one thing really quick. Todd Loddick, for the new people on the line, Delilah Loddick and Todd are millionaires on our team. They're amazing people. Todd did a podcast not too long ago on how to lead with the business. And it's titled Top Down. And if you go to download the SoundCloud app, it's a free app. The channel to subscribe to is called Make Your Mark, all one word. And you'll see Todd did a podcast called Top Down Approach. He nailed it. He did a really great job talking about how to lead with the business. I learned a lot from it. So check it out, especially for people that are guys. I feel like sometimes guys are like, this is a woman's business. It's totally not. But I like hearing it from males' perspectives too. I think it's cool. So check it out when you can. Some quick housekeeping items on my end. I'm just going to cover some fun things, and we're going to get to the meat of this call, which is really fun, you guys. Melissa is we're going to do a little role-playing action. I'm going to give you guys just some verbiage on what's worked for me, on how I send short and sweet messages, sometimes over-elaborate messages. The truth is, you guys have heard it. I want people to say it with me. You guys probably know what I'm going to say. You cannot say the wrong thing. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. I had to think about that. It's so true. This can be a numbers game, right? The more you start practicing, whether it's when you're meeting someone in person and you love their personality, and maybe you're a babbling idiot and you just go crazy, you're going to learn. You're going to learn to tweak it. You're going to sound better and better. Just like your messages. When you send messages to people, they're going to evolve. But if you don't try, you're never going to get it comfortable with it. You just got to go for it. So there's been times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they responded. This is a horrible message. But you just never know where people are in their lives. So Melissa is going to share with you what's really working for her. She's teaching me a lot of things and how she's doing it. Melissa is so methodical and process oriented. She's great. And what she's doing is something I want you guys to learn about. So we're going to do a little role play so you can hear how it plays out. But real quick, housekeeping items, you guys. I like to start with just some stuff that I want you guys to know about. The one thing is that Celebration's been extended for the discounted ticket. February 11th is when it goes back to the original price of $259. Right now it's $199. Anyone who enrolled on a value pack that's on this team, don't forget you have an event coupon. So you can get an even bigger discount on this. Renee, do you want to talk about this really quick? Because I was confused by what you were telling me on the phone earlier about the celebration. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, lots of you have enrolled people over the past few weeks, and I just want you to remember that it is still really early. Like, it's only February. Celebration is 6 months away. I mean, we're talking the time between now and then is significant. People are going to come into your business, and you are going to want them in that chair next to you. So I really encourage you all, before the price goes up, to go ahead and buy an extra ticket, knowing you're going to bring at least 1, 2, 3 more people with you. Set a goal now. But the reason why I even wanted to talk about this is because customers and preferred customers will receive a coupon, okay, to purchase up to 2 Global Celebration 2018 tickets when they convert to an associate for the very first time. So anyone, let's say that you brought into your business recently and they're a preferred customer and they convert to an associate, they're going to be given an opportunity to purchase up to 2 tickets at the original $149 price point while tickets last, okay? That coupon will expire within 60 days from their date of becoming an associate. So if you have someone that's coming into your business now or recently has come in and they've converted to an associate, get them to buy that ticket at that crazy low price, okay? Because this way you can ensure they're going to be with you in Nashville. Push comes to shove, if something happens and they can't come, fine. I promise they'll be able to sell it, because it's going to sell out just like NYKO did, where it was like pandemonium. So you want to get those. The other thing is, don't forget, if that same person came in on a value pack, they're going to have a $100 voucher to use towards that ticket. Okay, so I'm just going to tell y'all, like, I got a ticket today for $99. I had a girl who bought a value pack who I know can't go to Celebration. She has a conflict. And so we used her coupon. I bought a ticket for $99 from the $199 price because she was outside that range, and I transferred it to myself. So if you have people you know that have also enrolled on your team with value packs and maybe they can't go, or they're not going, or they're not building a business, or they aren't yet, go ahead and talk with them about possibly getting a ticket. I mean, I use my credit card information. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share. If you have any questions about that, get back with myself or maybe Melissa, because Amanda's just not like, this is not her thing.
Too detail oriented for my brain.
I just wrote that down, Renee. That is so brilliant. That is brilliant. All these value packs we've been enrolling.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, this is brilliant.
You guys got to get creative, you know? Like, I've been around a little bit, so I know the little strategies.
Added it to my list.
Good. Awesome. I'm glad I can add value.
No, thank you. Thank you. Because Renee is so funny. This has been like an insane day, you guys. Like, my daughter's sick. It's just, there's a lot going on. So I feel a little discombobulated. I was on the phone with my Uber driver right before this call. And then Renee's like, I'm trying to prepare and give you guys some good verbiage. Renee's like, don't forget this about the value packs and the celebration. I was trying so hard to understand. I'm like, Renee, I'm stressed. Stop. No. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate that. So we got that covered. Where did my notes go? Okay. The other thing is, you guys, February Frenzy, holy moly. Okay. January Jolt, wasn't that so much fun? I want to get extra shout out to all the January Jolt winners. I'm seeing a lot of you on this call tonight. You guys did so awesome. Special shout out to our top 3 enrollers this past month. Liz Herman, blowing it up. I don't know if you're on this call, but you're killing it. They're new.
She's still in Costa Rica.
Okay, she's awesome. Crystal Director. Kendall also got 10 enrollments, our Value Pack Queen. And then let's see, Amanda Hughes enrolled 8 people. And we have a ton more, you guys. I posted it and blasted it on our page and Global Exec and everywhere I could, but you guys killed it. So February Frenzy, let's do this thing. You have to be enrolled and have a ticket to Celebration for you to be able to participate and win. So if you enroll 5 to 7 customers, you get $200 cash to spend while you're in Asheville. 8 to 9 enroller, if you enroll 8 to 9, you get $500 travel allowance. And then 10 plus customers, you get $1,000 for the hotel bonus. And the cool part is if you enroll all 10, like 10 people, you can earn all 3. You can basically go to Nashville for free completely. Nothing is paid for out of your pocket. So I want to know who is going to enroll 10 this month. Like, let's just do it, you guys. Let's all get our tickets. If you haven't, let's do that, right? And let's just go. Nashville, a lot of us are in the Southeast. If you're not, we go to the West Coast all the time. So we're very glad that it's coming down south, but let's do it. I'm so excited. I want to see you guys push yourselves. It's really fun to see that and root each other on. And then we have our consultant contest going on. If you didn't catch that, go find our Zoom recording in the files section from last week. We are doing a consultant creating contest. So I've already seen a lot of new consultants pop up, and I'm excited to see even more. So make sure you guys are always talking U Plus too. Before we get into the meat of it, Renee, did you have anything quickly that you wanted to cover, or should we just go ahead and get into this part? You tell me.
The big thing, I just want to make sure that everybody understands. So they did the big release today of the IsaLife app. If you haven't downloaded it, I encourage you to go into your app store, whether you have an Android or an iPhone, and go ahead and download that app. Also, isalife.com is a great place for you to go. If you missed the live today, you can kind of catch up and see all the ins and outs. There's so much to the app, so don't get overwhelmed with it. Really just know that it's going to be a crazy awesome tool for us to be able to use. It's like MyFitnessPal on crack is like the nice way to put it, because you can plug in all your Isagenix products, restaurants, macros, workouts. If you have a Fitbit, right now it's compatible. They're working on other devices. So this is really going to be our new coaching tool. It's got shake days in there, cleanse days. There's also, I think it's Isagenix. Well, someone put it in the comments. I can't remember what it is, but it's Isagenix Welcome, and it's like, or Welcome to Isagenix or something like that is what it is. .com is going to be the new, like, what you send to someone when they're just starting off with Welcome to Isagenix. I was close. Yes, thank you, Melissa. Welcome to Isagenix.com. It's phenomenal. I'm not saying you don't need to use our Open the Box webinar anymore. It serves a purpose for the right people, but let's talk about simplifying. You know, if we can get them with stuff that's Isagenix, and we don't have to keep updating and reinventing the wheel, use it. Use IsaLife, use Welcome to Isagenix.com. Make sure every person you are enrolling, you are setting them up with the IsaLife app, just for the mere fact that you can shoot them messages through it and or have a little bit, keep better tabs on them. So there you go.
That's exciting. I'm so pumped. This is going to be awesome, you guys. So let's get into it. Talking business. Let's see. You guys, I think a lot of you know that from the beginning, it's something that I've tried to do. I believed in this everything. I believed in this program before I even started because I saw Renee's success. Like, you know, a lot of you, we already believed in this because the person that introduced us to us looked amazing and felt amazing. And we're like, sure, yeah, I'll do it. We're all obviously open-minded people, right? When Renee told me her financial success story, she exceeded her 6-figure corporate income in less than 8 months. I was looking for a financial solution. I was looking for a physical solution. And so I firmly believed that I could do it. And I don't know, I just said, I'm going to do this. And I poured myself into events. And that's where the sweet spot is. That's why I say, guys, get to Celebration, get to University in Action, show up, plug into calls. So having conviction and having personal belief is a good start. So get to that place where you're like, you know what? Damn it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I can do this. So when I reach out to people And when I would reach out to people before I was successful, I would use and leverage Renee's story. I am following in her footsteps, right? It's okay if you're not there yet. You don't need to be a massive success to talk about this becoming a massive success. You don't have to, right? That's why you're going to leverage other people's stories. So I'm going to just give you example messages. I'm going to share my screen really quick. But first, I try to sort of frame, if I'm doing a message and I'm reaching out to someone, whether it's via LinkedIn, there's different ways you can reach out to people, right? You can have a commonality. Maybe they have a similar professional background. So that's a commonality. Maybe you are, I'm looking at Emily, a music teacher. Maybe you were a fitness aerobic instructor. Who knows? Whatever it is. Those are all commonalities. This will be another time, but there are ways on LinkedIn you can do a people search and you can drill down and type keyword, music teacher. Then you can say zip code, anyone in my zip code. There, you guys, it's simple. It's really simple. Anyone who's not using LinkedIn, you guys, it's so easy. Stop being intimidated. Just go and play with it. Anyway, commonalities is a way to reach out to somebody, share a hobby, whatever it is. Okay, you always want to start with some sort of common ground. And so I always try to do this, I say the 3 C's. Okay, so my first thing is connecting. When I'm sending a message, I'm thinking about how am I going to connect, compliment, and capture. Okay, so when I'm connecting with someone, it may be something cool I saw, or maybe a commonality. You know, I noticed we both had a similar professional background. I noticed you were also working in HR. How do you like it? Or I noticed you went to the Bahamas with your husband. My husband and I want to go do the same. Did you love your trip? Right? That's connecting. And then I go into complimenting. You know, I wanted to reach out because you've always impressed me. You are one of those people, people gravitate to you. And I felt compelled to reach out. And then capture is basically inviting them to take a look into what you're doing. And you're explaining very high level. We don't need to send novels, right? High level is the capture. It's what I'm doing. Would you like to learn more? And I'm going to tell you just belly to belly. I just talked to my Uber driver. I'm pretty selective on just talking to people that I if it's some dodo who's a meanie, they're not nice. It sounds so funny. I feel like I'm talking to my 4-year-old. It says if it's a dodo or a meanie. But anyway, if I meet someone that's a waitress or a server and they just have a great personality, you know, it's as simple as, God, you're so good at what you do. Are you ever open to extra income opportunities? Just as little as that. Who wouldn't say, well, yeah. And maybe that's your message to someone. Are you ever open to new financial opportunities? You'd be so good at what I do. Well, what do you do? They may ask, you know, and then that's where you can go into, well, I partner with a nutrition and wellness company. I feel amazing. I'm helping people earn a residual income, including myself. And I've never been happier. Or just give them something small. So I'm going to share my screen really quick and just show you some quick verbiage on what I've sent to people. And I'm going to also post this to our pages. Renee posts on hers. And there's no magic science, you guys. Every one of my messages are different. So bear with me. I'm going to share my screen. I've never actually shared my screen before. Do you guys see this Word document? Yes? Yes. Okay. So we're going to start just with this first message. Connect, compliment, capture. This is someone that I don't know well. I reached out to her, and she's a fitness competitor. Hi, I love your posts and all that you're doing. It's always fun to see people from your past go out and do the damn thing. So this is my personality, and I know she's similar. So I cater myself. I don't carry myself like this to everybody. I don't talk like that to everybody. I'm professional to professionals, whatever. Compliment her. You look incredible. I just wanted to say I'm impressed by you. If you ever want to learn more about Isagenix, because she knows I do Isagenix, because she knows at this point, I'm happy to share. My friend just enrolled a fellow bikini competitor that just won some big competition a couple months ago. She's super excited to implement these products in her life. I can't help but think how much you would love the products, especially from a fitness standpoint, but how awesome your personality would be at sharing with others. So here's the part. I said, in less than a year, I've earned a 6-figure residual income, and it's about to double, blah, 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 blah. You guys don't have to say that. You can say, I am on my way to earning a 6-figure income with this company, right? That's the conviction. You don't have to be where I am, right? So this is an example, okay? I'm gonna give you guys an example of someone I worked with. And let's see. Okay, let's see. See this message I've highlighted right here? This is someone I used to work with. I did not compliment her. But guess what? She's still a consultant in my business, okay? Hi, Heather, how are you doing? You're no longer with Premier, right? I've left, as you may have known. I'm actually working for myself and partnering with an awesome health and wellness company. I'm on my way to surpassing my corporate salary while also reaping the amazing benefits from a health standpoint. This can be done very part-time and is a way to earn a large residual income. Would love to fill you in if this sounds appealing at all. If not, no worries. So guys, it's just putting it out there. You know, and again, you can say, it's like Zach Slobin did this once. He was just sending a text to somebody. He's like, hey, bro, what you been up to? And he's like, yeah, man, I just started this gym. And Zach's like, well, you would be so kick-ass at what I do, just saying. Like, it's just putting it out there in some fashion, some way, shape, or form, putting it out there and introducing an opportunity. And so these are just examples on how I've done that. One's more wordy. I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm going to stop talking, but I just wanted you guys to see messages that have worked, where people respond and they've enrolled, and how I may go about doing that. It really is trying to follow that connect, complement, capture. So I really recommend you guys just step out of your comfort zone, start sending some messages. Melissa's going to talk now about what happens when she's sent a message and they show interest. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And Melissa, you want to step in?
Sure. So you want me to kind of walk through the flow of what I do, and then we're going to go back and do a role play? Is that
Do you
what
want to do that? Yeah. Does that sound like a good place to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'll share with you guys is I love this term that Susan Miller uses a lot. It's a push versus a pull when you're recruiting and you're talking, about the business specifically. And a push to me is a little bit more hands off, and a pull is where you're really specific and reaching out to people specifically, like Amanda was just saying, sending a specific message to someone, directing energy and connecting with them. And so what I'm going to talk about today is around LinkedIn. You can certainly use Facebook, you can use Instagram, you can use any venue that you want as far as social media goes. I recently have just tapped into LinkedIn, so it's my new media source for a totally new market. So a push is more kind of reactive. So for instance, on LinkedIn, if I make a post about residual income or, retirement, and people like and comment, I see me following up with them based on their comment or their like as more of a push, because I've pushed something out and I'm waiting to see who responds, right? And then whoever responds, then I'm reaching back out to them. Whereas a pull with LinkedIn is where I'm actually looking at my connections within LinkedIn and thinking, this person will be awesome at this. I am going to send them a directed message. Maybe I haven't talked to them in 10 years. Maybe it's been 5, maybe it's been 3. But to Amanda's point, I'm going to craft a very nicely crafted message that's really going to just describe to them a little bit about what I'm doing, not a whole lot, just to let them know that I think they'd be awesome at it and I'd love to talk with them more about it, really. So that's just kind of my difference between push and pull. But then as far as what I'm doing on LinkedIn, as far as the flow goes, I've got my notes, because actually when I do my discussions on LinkedIn, I have notes because I'm on the phone. They can't see what I'm doing anyway. But the purpose, my connections with LinkedIn, I'm really looking for just creating a 10 to 15 minute qualifying call with people. I'm not connecting to then spend an hour with every single person who says they might be interested. That's not my goal. None of us have enough time for that. And so, when I initially reach out to people, whether it's a push or a pull, I will ask them if they have 10 to 15 minutes during their day or evening where we can chat. I make it very committal, and let's just learn a little bit about each other and the opportunity, and maybe it's a good fit, maybe it's not. And I go into it that way. It's not do or die. I'm just testing the waters, right? And then when I actually get them on the call, I have, and this is where Amanda and I are going to kind of walk through, I just have bullets. I just have bullets about the financial opportunity, about the business opportunity that I've never used to use when I used Facebook, which was much more product driven. I'll back up and just say, I think LinkedIn, your network within LinkedIn it's more business focused, because if people are really active on there in general, they're looking for a change in career, or they're looking about what else is out there from a career standpoint. They're not in there to be entertained like we are on Facebook, right? And so I think that you have a real targeted market if you can connect appropriately with people on LinkedIn, because you're not going to offend them to talk about the financial opportunity, because they're clearly looking for something, right? And so when I get them on the phone, I just spend a couple minutes. I'm going to tell you, I want to hear a little bit about you and why you're interested in residual income before I barf on you about everything. And then I'm going to share with you a little bit about how I got into it. And then I'd love to walk you through a little bit about the company and the opportunity. So those are my 3 bullets. I want to hear about you, why you're interested. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, what I've accomplished. And I'm going to tell you about the opportunity and why it's the right time. That's not going to take more than 10 minutes. It really isn't. And then it's a pause. And is this something that interests you? And if so, if I send you some information to learn more about the opportunity and the compensation plan, would you look at it? Okay, great. Let's set up a time and 4 or 5 days from now, and we'll connect, and I'll hear, we'll discuss what you learned, and if you want to join me or not. And it can go 2 ways. It can go 3 ways, actually. The best scenario is you get back on the phone and they're all in. They've done their research and they want to join you, and they're all in. Option number 2 is they're not really sure about the business yet. They don't have the confidence for it. They're so corporatized. They still can't see really beyond the box that they're in, but they're entertained. And that's where I just jump in and say, look, then you have nothing else to lose. Jump in and get on the nutrition, right? We all know we need it. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain as far as health. And you buy yourself a position within my team that's growing exponentially. And when or if you do decide to build the business, you've got a great spot. And if you don't, you got your health in check. No big, so you can pull in a business builder, or you can, by circumstance, create a product user who may be a business builder later. And then the third scenario is they're not interested. It's completely not what they were looking for, and their mind isn't open to it. Great. I only spent 10 or 15 minutes on the phone with them. To qualify that, I let them go do their homework, and it wasn't a good fit. We're done. So that's my process.
I love it. So real quick, a lot of you guys were kind of like me. I used to think we need to send them something before we get on the phone, because we want to validate they're interested. We want to talk to someone and know they're interested and whatever. So Susan Miller has kind of been teaching us, and a lot more industry millionaires have been teaching us differently. And like Melissa said, let's let them hear our passion. Let's not let them have this, oh, it's network marketing, and they do their own research and they're like, no, this is not for me. They can hear we're a normal person. They can hear that we're smart, right? And we're smart because we have an executive summary that we have printed out that we sound really smart. We're going to get, you guys all have that. This is in your files section on both of your business pages, right? We sound really smart. No, but really, I love it. I actually just did it with my Uber driver. I just spent 10 minutes with her. It was a breath of fresh air. I didn't spin my wheels and spend an hour talking about how the products work, trying to tell her about the compensation plan, and then all of a sudden, like, we're just both like, so, and we have a follow-up call next Thursday. So I love it, Melissa. I think it's great. I think, and what Melissa, one of us are going to post the talking points, right? On kind of the bullets that you go by and how that follow-up call looks like as well. Is there anything you want to say before we kind of do a little role play?
The one thing I want to tell you guys is, like, learn, we all skin our knees and like learn this business. That's what I love about it. We earn while we learn. And it took me, February 28th will be my 3rd year. I will have completed my 2nd year in Isagenix, entering my 3rd year. I think that's right. it took me 3 years. Sorry for the words if they offend you, but to get the balls to lead with the business. And it's blowing my mind, the level of professional folks who are open to it. And it shouldn't. I don't know why it took me 3 years to realize that everyone that I worked with in my professional network is looking for a second stream of income. Whether it's because of insecurity of job stability, or it's kids going off to college and they didn't save enough even though they've got big salaries, or maybe they're not retiring nearly as quickly as they'd hope to. I enrolled a cardiothoracic surgeon yesterday who's interested in the business. Okay. Like, people who make money like money. People who don't have a lot of money want to make more money. Like, I guess where I want to land, Amanda, is like, don't judge people in a professional network, especially LinkedIn, and until you get on the phone and connect with them and really talk about the financial opportunity, because you'd be surprised at the open-mindedness that I've run into and finally coming out. Like, don't take 3 years.
Right. No, I love it. I think it's so true. I remember when I sent one of my first business messages, I think I'd made $100. That was what I made. Yeah. In Isagenix. Right. And I'm like, I'm going to be a 6-figure income earner. She was interested in learning more. So I, of course, had no clue what to do. So I pulled Renee in. And this girl's still a consultant because Renee knew what she was doing. So if you're new to the call, you guys, or if you're new to talking business, awesome. Still talk business, because guess what? If they're interested, you're going to bring one of us on the phone with you, and we're going to make it normal. We're not going to be weird about it, but we're going to help you, and we're going to validate you in this opportunity. So don't be afraid because you don't know how to talk. We've got talking points we're going to share. It's just 10 minutes of you just kind of asking them questions, sharing your 30-second tiny story, and that's it. And then sending them information. And when you have that follow-up call, bring someone in your upline. It's that simple, really is. So I love it, Melissa. So what, you want to just do a quick role play and then we'll end the call? And
yeah, you guys can hold us to it. Does it take 10 minutes?
We have not even talked about those role plays. So I don't even know. Maybe I'll be like, what should I be? I don't know. I do want to say something really quick, you guys. I hope that this is getting you guys inspired to start getting a little more comfortable getting uncomfortable talking business. That's my hope. That's our hope, right? That's where you're going to see accelerated growth, truly. Really, you are. What I'd love to see, and I know Renee would love to see this on her page too, is if you're sending these messages, I don't care if they responded and said, I hate you, why would you do this? Pat yourself on the back because you're stepping out. And we want to see what you're saying. I don't care if they didn't have a good response. Share it on our pages, our respective business pages, and type reach out idea. Let's see what you said. You guys, it's something to be celebrated to step out. So be proud of yourselves for doing it. It's something that I try to do at least 10 messages a week. That's my goal. That's my goal. I try to do that, and it's fun. And then you don't even care. I don't care. They're not interested. I don't care. I told them they're awesome. Either way, I think they're the shit. So who cares? They know I think they're awesome. Either way, we don't lose. So I'll stop talking now. Let me see who I'm going to be now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, who are you going to be, Amanda?
I don't know. I'll be someone in HR. So let's pretend in this example, Melissa, that you have sent me. I'll be the prospect, right? So you've sent me a message. Do you want to just send me a message that maybe you've sent someone to get them on the phone that's worked? Do you have something?
Yeah, I'll just read something out to you. Yeah, I'll send you my push message. And by the way, guys, I have my notes because when I'm on the phone with someone, I have my notes. So if you guys see me not making eye contact with anybody on the computer, but instead looking down, that's how I am on the phone. Like I know where I'm headed and what I'm going to talk about because I've it's natural, but I've got it planned too, if that makes sense. So Amanda, I've sent you a message through LinkedIn. Thanks for your support on my LinkedIn post on residual income. I'd be happy to share with you what I'm doing. I'm looking to partner with open-minded, positive people who are looking to create financial freedom and choice in their life. I'm working with many corporate professionals like you who are doing great work alongside their day jobs. Would you like to chat for a few minutes to learn more? No pressure at all.
Oh, mic drop. You got to post that. Over here on our chat group at some point or on our pages, because that's awesome. I love that. And you guys, You don't have to use this just for LinkedIn. This is a great way. If you did a post on residual income on Facebook, use that. Or something about the business, use that. This does not need to be LinkedIn. You do not need to be Melissa Hennell, pharmacist to do this. This is for anybody, right? You can be a stay-at-home mom and send these kind of messages. Okay, I love it. I love it. So now I'm interested. Let's have a chat. So now you're gonna call me.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. So, hey, Amanda, how's it going?
Hi, how are you? I'm great.
Awesome. I haven't talked to you in so long, and I'm just excited to connect with you for a couple minutes. This won't take long. I know we're both super busy. But what I'd love to do over the next couple of minutes is really just learn a little bit about what interests you in making a second line of income. And then maybe talk to you a little bit about, what's worked for me, and talk a little about the opportunity and just see if it's a good fit. It won't take 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Yeah. So I am, unfortunately, going through a divorce, and I'm a new mom. And to be honest, I just really need extra income. I know the attorney bills are going to stack up, and I'm just looking for an outlet. I'm looking for more money and potentially more freedom.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear, what you're going through. That must be extremely difficult and probably super stressful.
It's stressful. It's a good thing though, but yes, yeah. I'm just kidding. Yes.
Well, that's good. Well, it's interesting you share that with me because I have a dear friend who's gone through a very similar scenario. I'll have to connect you with her at some point because this company has actually just been, it's just created a huge difference in her financial blueprint and just her freedom to raise her little girl at home,
Okay.
So let me jump in then because I really think I may have just a really great solution for you. Maybe not, but let me just tell you kind of how I stumbled across this financial opportunity, and talk to you a little bit about what it actually is. So, I wasn't going through a divorce, but I can say that I too was going through a really stressful time in my corporate career where I found myself educated into having no financial leverage. I had a really high salary, but I couldn't leverage it. I had no control. I had lots of financial success, but no financial freedom. So, my company at the drop of a hat was changing territories, and I had 2 little kids in diapers, and I was being told I was going to have to be gone 4 to 5 days a week and basically not see them in order to provide for my family. And I felt like I had my back up against a wall. So, it was just a horrible scenario to be in. And I know a lot of us who are in corporate America experience those types of things. But, a dear friend introduced me to the opportunity and the products. And, honestly, I came in initially for the products and really changed my health. I mean, I went from, a 2 to a 10 in just nearly a couple of days. Changed my energy level, sleep. I could go on and on about the products, but we're on the call today really about the financial opportunity. Mm-hmm. So that's what I really want to talk about. So just, take my word about the products, and I can send you a tremendous amount of information that validates the products, and we can talk about that later. But let's just talk about the financial opportunity today. But fast forward, I started for my health, but fast forward 3 years, Amanda, and what a life changer this company has been for me. I was able to, by sharing these products with other people, I was able to match my corporate income, and ultimately fire my boss. While I was on maternity leave, they were trying to change my position again. And for the first time in my life, I had full control financially and was able to say, this doesn't work for me. And I have choice in my life now, and I have control. And I can't tell you how amazing that feels. And so when I hear what you're going through, and I know what this company has to offer, if you're willing to put in the work, you could absolutely crush it and live like I'm living right now and have complete freedom. So that's a little bit about my story. So before I dive into kind of a couple statistics about the company, I think you'll be interested to know. Do you have any questions about my story or kind of how it all came about?
No, I think it sounds really exciting, to be honest. I would kind of want to know how the pay structure works, Yeah. That's kind of my biggest question is how do you get paid?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'll tell you on the surface is we have one of the best compensation plans in all of network marketing. And it's at first glance and first conversation, it's a little difficult without giving you some visuals of really how the compensation rolls out. What I'd love to do is, and when we close the call, this is what I would send her. But what I would love to do when we wrap up the call is I'm going to send you a website that has all of that broken down.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is actually go to that compensation tab, and you can click on it. And I want you to be able to review some of the materials on compensation. And if after we're done with the conversation, it really sounds like it's something we can follow up on and it interests you, then we can talk more about it. I just know that there's a front-end compensation plan, there's a back-end compensation plan, and in less than 3 years, I was able to match my corporate income, and I have no network marketing experience whatsoever.
Wow, that's awesome. And guys listening, you can use one of our stories. My friend has done this, and I'm following in her footsteps. And alone on our team, we have how many six-figure income earners? I don't know. If we just said like Delilah and down, Renee, how many do we have? Do you know? I don't think.
How many six-figure earners? Sorry, cut out. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like how many if you do you know, like just Delilah and down, if we just were looking at that?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's about 7.
And that's out of what, like 100-ish?
Six-figure earners
Yeah.
in the company.
No,
There's
well,
351 people have earned a six-figure income in the year of 2017 in the company.
Okay.
That's a good statistic.
Yeah, that is great. So just remember, you guys, you don't have to like say that. You can say, my friend that introduces to me, or my friend, we have teammates that are doing this. I'm following in their footsteps. It's all about that conviction. So I love it.
Yeah, I used to steal Amanda's story all the time whenever I was, talking business, and Renee's story.
Yeah, I use Renee. Renee was my person all the time. My friend Renee has done X, Y, and Z. I'm doing the same thing. I'm on my way. And it's fun.
And we all steal stories. I think that's something you just got to highlight, is that I stole Jessica Johnson's story for my first 10 months until I had my own story. So everyone should be stealing someone else's story. You should never feel like just because you don't have a story, you're not significant enough. You are significant because you are the person in that conversation in that moment.
Absolutely. Yep.
I love it.
And that's where, and we'll talk about this, but in the follow-up, it's really critical to bring in your upline for that, if they agree to the follow-up call, for validation. Bring them in if you're not comfortable and they agree to a follow-up call. Bring in someone, bring in Renee or Amanda or I. Okay, so I'm not going to share a ton about the products tonight, but I do want to just share with you kind of the niche and why the company's in vertical growth. So what the opportunity actually is, because people aren't going to get off the phone without knowing a little bit about the product. Mm-hmm. So what I typically say is, our food chain supply is corrupt. I mean, if you live in America and you look around, you know this. Like, overall health is on the decline. It has a lot to do with our soils. They're depleted. Mm-hmm. The way our livestock is procreates. I mean, we're just in an unhealthy state, as well as the fast-paced American lifestyle. And so our company has found the solution, and that's why we're in absolute vertical growth. We've been able to basically fill in the gaps for the nutrient depleted American. And so that's about all I say about the products. I'll say that, we're the number one in cellular cleansing within the world, and that we're a no compromise company that's quality control, free from harmful toxins and chemicals, and no GMOs, soys, or artificial sweeteners. That's it. I don't get into cellular cleansing. I don't get into intermittent fasting. I don't talk about anything else. I just give top line clean products. There's a need within our country. We have the solution. And then I just jump into statistics. So I'll get back into my role here. So we've tripled sales between 2012 and 2016. And if that isn't enough to open your eyes, we're projected to double our sales from 1 billion to 2 billion in the next 3 years. And one of the statistics that really stands out to me today is that we have over 250 people who have accumulated over $1 million in this company. And out of those 250, 150 of them have been created in the past 4 years, of which most of them had no network marketing experience. And so I think that really resonates with people on the other end, because I mean, that's a huge opportunity. We've created 150 millionaires in the past 4 years, and most people this is their first run at network marketing, you know? We're in 13 countries and we're expanding to over 50 in the next 10 years. And this is another thing I love to say, we're a highly consumable product. We have found that the average customer, we have a 87% reorder rate. These products, when you get these products in people's bodies, they love them. It replaces their groceries. It shows up at their front doorstep every single month, and you get a royalty off of it. And the larger your business grows, the more groceries that get delivered to America or globally, the more money you make. And I stole this from her, but I say, you know, we're a global company built through networks. And it's truly a turnkey business where you can initiate a sale today and across the world and get paid weekly. And you can sell in a different country today. So that's kind of where I land. And then I'll just say, you know, Amanda, after, you know, reviewing kind of the opportunity and kind of my story, does this sound like something that you would like to learn more about? And, you know, what additional questions do you have for me?
No, I actually really am interested. I'd love to learn more. This really sounds up my alley.
Okay, so awesome. So a couple things. Number one, we've got an opportunity call tomorrow night. And one of our industry millionaires on our team is going to be leading that call. And I'm going to send you the dial-in information because I would love to have you dial in. Guys, I do that all the time. It creates third-party validation. It just reiterates what I've said, but somebody else is saying it. It works beautifully.
And that's our Wednesday night Zoom opportunity. Yeah. So if you guys don't have that, we'll post it. It's a Zoom link. It's the same link every Wednesday at 9. And it's, you know, I think we just had Jessica and Murray were on it last night, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's a standing thing.
I sent my waitress to it last night.
Nice.
Because I had 3 kids and I couldn't, you know, that let the organization of the company work for you, right?
Yeah.
Like filter people in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to send you to this Zoom call, and then I don't want to overwhelm you with a ton of materials. Actually, our team has created this one-stop shop. It's one web page that's going to show you a lot about the financial opportunity. You know, it's going to talk a little bit about the need that we just talked about with why cellular cleansing is so important and why it's making a big splash. And you can learn a lot about the leaders. If you go to the far right hand of the web page and click on leaders, you can learn a lot about other professionals just like you who have built a significant income alongside their day job. So I'm going to send you that web page so you can research it on your own. I'm going to send you our executive summary, and I'd love for you to dial in tomorrow, and let's circle back next week. What about what I want to do is bring in my friend Amanda, who's been really successful. I think you'd love to hear from her. She's been in the business a lot longer than me, and she may be able to answer more questions than I can since I'm still kind of on my journey. So how does next Thursday or Friday work for you that we can reconnect after you've had some time to review the material?
Next Thursday would actually be perfect.
Okay, awesome. I'll send you a Google Calendar request, and I look forward to reconnecting with you after you've done some homework. And if you have any questions between now and then, feel free to, shoot me a message.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love that. So Melissa has typed this up, you guys, on how all of this flows for all of you. So you can go back and, make this your own. There's no right or wrong. This is all your own style. This is what's working for Melissa. When she says executive summary, that's on our files page, both of Renee's team page and our Residual Rockstar page. And she's just taken highlights that feel good to her, right? So she got all these statistics from this executive summary, which is what she's also talking that she sends everybody. Melissa also send people, what website is it that you send folks?
Oh, sorry. It's www.getfree.global. And the password is get fit in all capital letters. And depending on the prospect, like if it's a male who's very business minded, I'll guide them specifically to watch the Freedom Plan. It's a video that Murray Miller did that's phenomenal, and it especially talks to men who are very business minded and women who are very business minded. I'm chatting with a guy in Mexico City who's all about comp plan, and like we're along different time zones because he's like in Europe and he's here and he's there and he wants to talk comp plan. So I've guided him to go to the tab on the comp plan and he can go research it himself. And that's one thing Susan's really coached me to, is that like with these folks who are really looking for a business opportunity, they want to know that it's simple and that we don't have 5,000 places to go because it's not duplicatable. So that's one thing I say to folks on the line is we have this one-stop shop page for the business. And when you join us, you will be able to use that page to share with other people who are interested in the business. And once you get familiar with where all the content is, you can easily guide people to different places within that page based on the questions that they have, versus sending them this video and that video and this web page and that. And I'm not knocking it. It's not wrong. I'm just saying that sometimes people can get overwhelmed with the organization of it and being able to duplicate it versus it all being in one spot.
Right. I love that. I think that's awesome. And, you know, maybe you're talking to someone who's 22. So the startyourlife.com website is anyone that's from the age of 18 to 35, and that's going to be their one-stop shop. And that's a great site. It's got great videos. It's got the comp plan. So, you know, if you're ever confused on like, okay, someone's interested, come back to us. Like, well, don't feel like you're like, oh my God, I can't reach out to anyone because now I'm overwhelmed. No, don't feel that way. Just send messages. Ignorance on fire. It's okay. Like, have fun, you know, and come back to us if someone responds favorably and they want to get on the phone, and we can go through this with you. This is recorded. Go watch this again, right? Go take notes. Be the CEO of your own business, you guys, right? Take the time to put your own outline together, right? You can't compare your results to someone else if you're not doing the work. I think a lot of people think, well, she's doing so much better because they're really working hard, right? So if you really want this, work hard. Have these conversations. Go out and look stupid, right? And then you'll start realizing you actually don't really look stupid. You kind of look like you know what you're doing, even if you don't feel like it.
Well, and it's funny that you guys are hearing me after probably 35 conversations. If you could have heard the first one I did with the very first person where I was like, well, we are a global company and we've done sales and
that's how my Uber call was, because I haven't done Melissa's flow yet. She's teaching me and I'm open. I'm always wanting to change and learn something new. And I like this model. I've been spinning my wheels and spending an hour on the phone talking product and business, and this to me is music in my ears. So Melissa, I was like, well, I was that. So I needed this call just like everybody, and I'm going to go back and listen to this because you guys, this is good stuff. This is good.
Well, this is like my fourth draft. So you make a really good point, Amanda. You have to start somewhere. You have to pull the trigger, rip the Band-Aid off, skin your knees, practice on a couple of people, hope they'll forgive you and you can come back, you know, like, and bring in your upline.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't say, Amanda, that I wanted to say, and then I'll shut up because we're past time, is Herbie has really been speaking into my soul the past week or two because I've really been like dialing back into those calls, and he's really boosted my confidence in leading with the Ultimate Pack. And, you know, if you're on the line with someone because they're interested in the business specifically, I'm still a little shy of leading with the Ultimate Pack with somebody who just wants to lose some weight. But I've sold my OB Ultimate Pack anyway, but he shared it with his family. But if somebody's approaching you or you're approaching him and they're showing an interest in the business, like, why not lead with the Ultimate Pack? For $1,099, for $1,099, turnkey international business where you can get paid next week for a sale across the world. And it's so organized and in your lap, and it's 2 months worth of product. Like, you get to consume your overhead and write it off. That's another thing I say a lot. Why not? And the worst thing that can happen, if this is what happened to me, I led with the Ultimate Pack, and this was the cardiothoracic surgeon the other day. And at first he was like really all in on the Ultimate Pack. And then he's like, well, I don't know. I've done these programs before and it's going to be a huge box and I'm going to get really overwhelmed. And maybe I should just take a step back and get the value pack. And I'm like, well, okay, if you want to take a step back and get the value pack, go ahead. But like, then you land on a value pack instead of the Ultimate Pack. So don't, especially with the business, don't be afraid to lead with the Ultimate Pack.
I love that. Well, this is awesome. Melissa, thank you so much for walking us through this. You guys go back and listen to this recording. Like I said, one of us, Melissa or myself, will post her script on our pages, our respective pages. And make it your own, have fun with it, post your reach outs, post when you say something stupid, post it. We want to celebrate it. It's fun. It means you're doing something. So thanks for everybody plugging in. Is there anything anybody else, Melissa, you wanted to say? Anything you wanted to add? No.
I probably said more than enough.
No, you did awesome. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great night and we appreciate your time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
See ya.